Hey, so I'm going to go over the Metaverse app. Just what we're going to be doing in class for our computer science workshops that I'll be doing at the schools. And depending on the size of or how long I have for the class, will depend on how far we get into it. But I wanted to create this little tutorial to show what we can do if we had all the time, make sure that we could have. So the website that we're going to go to is studio.gometa.io. You would need to create an account. To create an account, it's pretty simple. You would click on Get Started, and you just need an email address and a username, password, and declare whether you are a teacher, student, or so on and so forth. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now, all you need to do this is the internet. And let's see, Tasha, you don't need to download anything to your desktop or your computer. You do need to download the Metaverse app to your mobile device. And that just says it somewhere here. One to think. Talks about a quick start, some basics. Let's see. My computer froze up on me. There we go. I saw it. So here's a quick start. So you would need to create an account, which you just saw me do, or log into my account. And you would need to download the app on your mobile device. You can do that by looking on your app store or scanning that QR code, and it will take you to the place you need to go. So after you get all that stuff done, you're going to have a wall of experiences. Yours is probably blank, like there's no experiences here because you don't have any yet. These are the experiences that I played with my app. So the first thing we're going to do is hit create experience. So this is the storyboard. So in the top, let's go ahead and title this experience, and I'm going to name mine CS Workshop. And if you go over a little bit, you can see you have zoom in, zoom out. There's an undo once we start doing stuff. And there's a way you can test your app without actually having to publish it yet. And then here we have a menu of items depending on what kind of scene we have. So this is our initial scene. It starts off, it's a blank page, so to speak. And we are going to, in this top box, we are going to click on that. I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it. And I want to make mine about FAFSA because FAFSA season is coming up on us. So let's learn about FAFSA. And this is pretty much just like a one question kind of game. So let's go ahead. And so we have a button down here. And on the right hand side, you can see response type. You can have a text or an image. We're going to keep that with text. And button response, we're just going to type in OK. And you'll see how it says OK right there. We only have one button, but you can do multiple buttons. If you accidentally do multiple buttons, you can right click and hit delete. There you go. So we have our first scene. We're going to add another scene. It says add new. And these are our scenes that we have to choose from. So our next one is going to be a text input scene. So I'm sure you're familiar with what the interface that we're seeing right here is the typical keyboard fashion on a mobile device. And we are on the scene 2. We're going to put, let's get started with your name first. Okay, and so a response, the user would type in their response right there. And that's pretty much all we're going to do for that scene. We would go to hit add new. So let's ask a question. We're going to go back to the character scene. And the question that I'm going to have is again about FAFSA. Actually, I skipped a step. Let's move this over just a tad. So one of the things that Metaverse does is an easy way to introduce some concepts when it comes to programming. So one concept that I'm going to introduce here is the variables, using variables. So right now I'm going to click add new, and we're going to go text, and we are going to click on save text. Yes, save text. So let's move this over here. It doesn't really matter the order, but you'll see for consistencies and easy to see the pathway, you want it to be in some sort of sequential order. Okay, so let's go ahead and start connecting some stuff here. So on the first scene, you see it has scene 1, and we can rename our scenes. I'm not going to, but you can rename the scenes. We're going to click on this little orange button that's related to this OK button right here. And on the right hand side, you'll see there's that, if you hover over under transition control, on the right hand side, you'll see that little finger with the blue circle. You click on that, and you click on the scene that you want it to go to, which is scene 2. And this orange circle now turns into a blue arrow, and it tells us we're going to this scene. And we're going to do the same thing here. We want to click on this orange circle. Click on the right hand side. We are going to click on that finger with the blue circle, and we're going to have it go to the save text box. And one more time, we're going to click on the save text box, transition, and click on the new scene. Okay, so we got our opening scene. We got a scene that we're going to ask somebody, a user, to put in their name, and then we're going to save that text. So let's click on save text, and on the right hand side, let's see, we need to give our variable a name. So variable names are unique, and it calls upon, so whenever we use that variable name, it'll call upon whatever the user input for their name here in scene 2. So for the key name for the variable name, we're going to do user name. I have here a camel casing for my best practices. And so that's all one word with the N of the name, word name, capitalized. So now I want to click on scene 3. And let's see. I'm going to click up here on the top area. And we're going to call upon our variable. First, we're going to put hi. And the way we call upon our variable using Metaverse is the $, curly bracket, the word props, dot, and our variable name. So our variable name, if we click on save text, we can see our key, which is our variable, is username. So I'm going to just copy that and paste that right here for ease. And do the closing curly bracket. And finish it up. Hi, it's going to say whatever person's name is. Do you know when FAFSA opens up? Let's rephrase this. What month, let's see, when does FAFSA open up for the 2021 school year? So we have a question, and we're going to click on our buttons again down here on the bottom. And so one response that we could check is January 2020. We're going to have another option. So it's multiple choice. We can do June 2020. And then let's do one more, October 2019. Okay. So let's move this over a little bit. So we have three choices here. October of 2019 is the correct one. The June and the January are incorrect. So we're going to have two different potential responses. Actually, three different potential selections. But both the incorrect ones are going to go to one scene, and then the correct one is going to go to a different scene. So first, let's go ahead and add new. And we are going to do character scene. So let's do the one like if they get it right. If they select October 2019, yay, they got it right. So let's go ahead and put something like that. Yay. That is correct. And we're going to have them do a picture just to create some more fun aspects of this. Click next to get your picture in the winners circle. Okay, so then we would go down to our button and type in the word next. So click next, then they would click on the word next. So we want this button, so if they click the October 2019, which is correct, we click on that orange circle, click the blue finger up here on the right, and click on the scene that we want this to go to. But if they select one of these other two, then that's wrong, obviously. So it would be add new, character scene. And it doesn't matter, it'll work no matter how you have the layout. But for ease of readability, just kind of like when you're writing code, you want it to be user-friendly for the developer and the programmer to read it and understand it. You don't want it going every zigzag way. So this is another way to introduce some concepts to good coding. So if they got the answers wrong, like they hit January or June, they would say no, let's say no, it's actually sooner than that. Try again. And we would click on our bottom, our button saying try again. Or we could say, okay, we could say whatever we want. So our incorrect answer, so if a user selects on January or June, it's going to go to no, it's actually sooner than that, which is scene 5, as you can see there. So we're going to click on the January 2020, that orange button right there. And on the right-hand side, we're going to click on that blue finger right there. And we're going to select the scene that we want it to go to. And the same thing with the June 2020. You click on the orange button, click on the blue finger, and there's actually a drop down. Once you start to get to a point where things get a little bit too big and it's hard to find the individual scene, you can select the scene from the drop down. And this is scene 5. We're going to select scene 5. And you can see that the blue arrows are both the January and the June are both going to scene 5. Okay, so what we're going to do is create a loop now. So they're going to let's try again. So we're going to click on that orange button. We're going to click on that blue finger circle. And we want it to go back to this scene because we want to create a loop for them to try the question again. So the scene, the action the transition goes from here back to this scene. Okay, so then it's going to go in a loop and they're going to try again, and eventually, hopefully, they'll select October 2019 and then they'll go to this scene. So now we are going to add a scene for them to take their picture. So let's add new camera scene. And let's see. Actually, let's back out of that a little bit. I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to take them to a web page. So let's go to add new and let's give them a web view scene. So under scenes, web view. And if you look on the right hand side, all you need is a website URL. So I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm going to just Google FAFSA. This should be one of the first ones, if not the first one. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to copy that URL. So select it, right click, copy. And I'm going to paste it in this website URL where it says website URL. We're going to paste that in there. Okay. And you'll see that's actually taking you to the live website. So we're going to make that connection. So we click on this orange circle, the blue circle, and we click on the scene that we want it to go to. So now we're going to add the picture. Let's see. Add new. Camera scene. So on our camera scene, we can choose if we want it to be the front-facing camera or rear-facing camera. We're just going to leave it at front. We can do photo and or video. You can do photo and video, photo only or video only. And we're not going to do the frame URL, but we are going to create a frame. So let's click on create a frame. And we're going to select create a frame. And I am going to look for something for money, because what FAFSA does is it helps students get the money that they need. And that does not necessarily mean, I'm going to click this one, student loans. There's a lot of free money options out there that are grants or scholarships and such. And there's, especially in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and medicine, if you do the double M's. That are out there for students to gain the education that they need for the workforce. So that's why I chose the money character. We got the little cloud just giving us some money. So we can select that and we can edit the size of it. We want it small, we want it bigger. We can do multiples. So I want to look for something that says college. So there's a pendant. And you can, again, you can customize it. Yeah, make it bigger, tilt it, rotate it. And you can actually upload your own, but we're not going to do that for this. But if you want to upload your own, file or image from somewhere, you can do that actually from here. But for this purposes, this is all we're going to do. So we're going to hit save. So whenever somebody takes a picture, this is the frame that's going to be. We're going to see the cloud giving us money and for college. So let's click on this orange button. We want it to go from the web page to the photo page. So now we're going to post our photo on a wall. So we're going to select wall scene right here. And we have some walls. We have some walls that I've already been done. But let's do this one, Hawking College wall. If you want to create a new wall, you would just simply go, actually, let's not do that so you guys can see the process of creating a new wall. Let's just select new. We're going to create a new wall. So pretend I didn't do the Hawking College wall. So we're going to create a new wall. You can name it whatever you want. talking. Let's do FAFSA. FAFSA time. Okay. You can put any kind of description if you like. We're going to hit create wall. Okay, so now we have a wall named the FAFSA time. So we're taking a photo. When the user is using your app, they're going to take a photo. But they need to, it's going to post to a web page, so to speak, which is this wall. But to do that, there needs to be a transition period. So we're going to click add new, and we're going to select on walls, and we are going to save the input to a data wall, save to wall. Click use, and want to move this over in between here, again for readability. And I'm going to click on this orange button. I'm going to click on this blue circle here, like we have been. Click on save to wall. Click on the save to wall to block. Click on this blue circle here, and then click the wall. And we are just going to go ahead and end the experience. So that's where we're going to come to an end. But so on FAFSA, remember on this wall, we named it FAFSA time. So we have to select the wall also here in this text block or this wall block of save to wall. So on the right-hand side, you'll see how there's options for all the walls that I've done previously. Yours will probably only have the one you just created, which if it's like mine is FAFSA time. So you have other options if you want to make it anonymous and such. We're not going to do that. And I think that's pretty much it. So the way we can tell, hold on, we need to get some styling in there, right? Because part of what's fun about this is the fact that you can stylize it. So let's click on scene one. So the styling that we can choose from is between augmented reality or background. The augmented reality kind of lifts up off your screen, so to speak. There's no background. In the background, you just see what's actually in your background, like whether it's a computer or a wall. All you see is a little icon. So we're going to do augmented reality, and to do that, we make sure it's selected to augmented reality, and we're going to click on that circle in the middle. And Metaverse has a big library of different things. You can do it by categories. You can do it however you want. So since we're talking about money, free money with FAFSA, I'm just going to do a search for money. And want to do the money bowl. Okay. Now, Metaverse sometimes gets a little buggy if you do an augmented reality background with a text scene. So what I usually recommend is for people to switch to a background mode, which is fine. And then we are going to change our background. So we switch to background mode, and now we're going to click on change background. And again, there's a variety of different options for backgrounds based off categories. I want to do a search for money again, just to see what's out there. Evidently nothing. Okay, so I'm just going to click something. This looks cool, I like the spacey look. So we're on scene 3. There's nothing for us to do here. It's just like a way for it to hold the variable. We're going to go to scene 3. Click on that. I'm going to keep doing the augmented with the money search. And let's see. I'm going to click this one. So scene 4 is like if they get it right. So I'm going to keep with the augmented reality and click on the circle. And let's see. going to choose this one. And move this down a little bit. And then for no, it's actually sooner than that. We're going to try again. So on the AR, make sure it's selected to AR. Click on that circle. And let's do this one. Okay. So this content right here says, let's click next to get to your picture in the winner circle. That's not actually accurate because I decided to go to a web page instead. Click next to, oops. Click next to access the website and then get your picture taken. Okay, that kind of makes more sense. So you can see it's easy to edit any kind of changes that you would need. So then there's nothing we really do for this. It's just going to take a preview to the web page or to the web view of the web page. And then after that, we would have our little image, and we already created some frame. And then it would go to our wall. Okay. So now let's do a test. I want to pause this for just a second and try to get set up for the test. Okay, so let's see. Move this. Shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold up. I'm trying to show you because I don't have it hooked up so that you can see my, hold on. There we go. So you can see my screen on my phone. So I'm trying to do it this way. Let's see. Son of a gun. So what you need to do first, and I'll put this back up so you can see it. First, you need to hit the test button. And then you would take your phone, turn on the camera or whatever you need to do to scan a QR code. And you would scan the QR code. I'm going to see if I can turn my screen back on. Okay. You would scan your QR code and it would appear on the top. I have an iPhone. So give it a second depending on your signal and stuff. So it would come up to something like this. And then you would hit the play. So you can see how, try and get this right. So let's learn about FAFSA. So you see the little bull with the money thing, but you can also see me in the background. So that's kind of the augmented reality aspect of it. You can see my bookshelf and it's messy and stuff. And then we're going to click OK. So let's get started with your name. And remember, this was just a background. There was no augmented reality aspect of it. You can do everything in background if you don't like the augmented reality of it. I just think the augmented reality is kind of fun. So you would type in your name, Tasha. Okay. So I typed in my name. And this is very similar, that we probably are accustomed to using apps. So hit next. And give it a sec. Okay. So fine, dude. Okay. It says, hi, Tasha. So I captured my name, if you can see it. So I put my name as Tasha, and that variable that we did of props.username, I believe, it captures our name. So so the question is, when does FAFSA open for the 2021 year? So when are students allowed to start completing their FAFSA application so they'll have money for the next academic year for August or from fall 2020? So let's do a wrong answer. I lost it. So another thing about this augmented reality, sometimes you lose it if you turn your screen. And that's one of the fun aspects of it. It can be frustrating, but it's one of the cool things about it. So let's select a wrong answer, such as June. So I hit June. And we're throwing money away because, or burning money because that's wrong. That's waiting way too late to do a FAFSA application. It can be done a lot sooner than that, so you're a lot better prepared and have a better plan on whatever you need to do to pay for school. So no, it's actually sooner than that. Try again. So we're going to click on the button that says try again. And my battery's going dead, so let's bypass that. And we did, my battery's going dead, so I'm not going to do the next other wrong answer, but it would do the same thing. And so let's select the correct answer, which is October 2019. If I hit it right. Yay! So that's correct. So we have some money coming to us, right? Click next to access the website and then get your picture taken. So let's click next. So it should take us to a website. Again, if you have good signal, sometimes mine is iffy here in my office. And this actually is the legitimate FAFSA website. So it can actually take you to the website and get you started with what you need. It doesn't open until October 1. So if you want to go through here and see what you need to do to get started, this is highly recommended. Get everything together before day 1. And then when day 1 hits, you're on it. So you can complete this FAFSA application, or you can bookmark it, whatever you need to do. But we're going to go ahead and hit next. And so, okay, cool. So here's our picture frame. So I think I did front-facing camera. So what you do is just take a picture. And so you saw me take a picture, just like the little button, like you're used to. And you can select to download it. So if you want to share it on social media or whatever you want, or you can just, hit go to next and try again. Or I may have what you call a bug. Did I mess up somewhere? We'll see. Doesn't look like it. Oh, okay, good. Let's see. So you can see how, that's my picture on the wall. So whenever you can share this, once you publish it, it doesn't cost anything to publish it. The only thing that people need to do if you want to use your app is to download the Metaverse app. And then all they have to do is scan the QR code and they can play along just like you saw me do here. So it's a really great way to introduce some concepts and just have some fun. Coding and development, it's all a very fun process. And this is a great way to just introduce it, and you can share it. And let's see if I can share it. And I can share it on Facebook, hit next, share, and so on and so forth. So this is how you can create a Metaverse app. This is what I'm doing for the workshops. Again, depending on how much time, how in depth I can get to go into this. But I wanted to create this tutorial so that you guys can use as a reference. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So that's it. Thank you.